Hi, my name is Clinton Liedeman. I'm 35 years old. We're sitting in the RLabs creative space. And yes, this is just a space where people come in from the community. We do most of our training here. And this is just a space for people to come and be creative, to be innovative, to think differently. And also a space where they can feel safe, a safe place to share how they are feeling, and in that way talk about their experiences and share the experiences both online and offline, and then just in that way getting some sort of healing from whatever the situation is at home.
Yeah. So how did this start, RLabs?
RLabs started with a group of young men and women that were previously involved in gangsterism and also ex-drug addicts. So these group of young men and women, we felt that we needed to do something new. We know that we needed to reach out to more people, and then but even before that, it was about us just sharing our stories, both online, on various social networks. We learned about social media. It was blogging, tweeting, Facebook, and.
So did you have the knowledge before you came to RLabs, or did you learn it here?
Most of us learned it here. The majority of us did learn here. Some of us had a little bit of knowledge about technology, maybe of previous work experience, but nothing to do with social media. We had no experience with social media. We had our first Facebook. We started with Facebook through the RLabs program, and then of course Twitter and the other tools that we also now have. We're using LinkedIn, obviously we have Gmail, so all the Google products, all those things we learned here at RLabs. We had no previous experience.
Yeah. Okay, so what kind of impact have you had?
I think I need to go back to where everything started. We were exposed to these social networks, and we had all these things that we wanted to express, all these stories that we had to tell, and it was therapeutic in telling people this, or just writing a blog post about it. People started following our blogs, commenting. We would update a status on Facebook about how we're feeling. People responded, interacted with us. We then started seeing other people's statuses on Facebook where they're not feeling good today, and we just wanted to do good, and we would encourage them. And so here we're sitting and we realized there's so much more that we can do. There's so many more people that we can reach through social networks and social media. And then we wanted to start we basically came up with the idea to have a drug advice and support, which is a mobile application for the users. They can access it through their mobile or PCs. So it's basically an instant messenger service. We then, on the other side, were on computers. People could add this contact on Mixit, which is here in South Africa and other African countries as well. And they would see a contact on their phone. So they would chat to us, and we would give them advice around drug problems and gangsterism problems. It started originally with drugs, but soon more and more people were adding the contacts, and we were then giving advice about teenage pregnancy. We were giving advice about rape, about gangsterism, about stress, depression, etc., etc. So just a range of social problems that people are dealing with. They were just logging onto the service because they just needed someone to talk to, and that's where it all started really with RLabs. From there, things just exploded, and until what we have today, we just.
How many years have you taken now?
How many years? Not that long. I think a year and a half, 2 years, about 2 years.
And how many people is contacting you?
I think over 500,000 subscribers already on the service, but I don't know all the numbers, but I know that we have over 500,000 subscribers to the service, the drug advice and support service.
My name is Monique, and I'm currently busy at RLabs with numerous things. So, from facilitating the moms class on Saturday morning and Kiki Moms, to training the consulting for companies to do my two key social media tools is Twitter and Facebook. So that's the ones that I focus on and that I share my expertise on to people that are in business. And I also run a startup called She's the Geek, which is birthed out of RLabs. And so we also train women there. We're doing women empowerment. We also do digital consulting, where we write reviews for technology companies like Nokia, HTC, Samsung, and also Motorola. We also do ad placement, advertising. So some companies pay us for that. And all the proceeds go to RLabs.
Okay, so what is your background? How did you come up with, with your road to here?
My road?
Yeah.
Okay, so my background is, I was also a substance abuse addict. I started doing and abusing drugs from the age of 15 or 16 years old. I started doing alcohol from 15, and I seen the worst of my life in 2004 when I hit rock bottom and I was living in the dumps on the street, and I was using TIC at the time, methamphetamine, and that drug really made me lose it altogether. I think I lost my mind, I was crazy, hallucinations, and I didn't really know myself. So, and I was suicidal. I think I attempted or tried to commit suicide lots of times in that year. I got invited to attend a group meeting at the Impact Direct Ministries, and that's when the pastor, Roger, he asked me what I would like to change with my life, and I said everything. Because even when he told me about what God can do, I still doubted that, because I looked at my life and I saw that I didn't have any hope. I didn't see any hope for myself in changing. And so he said, no, that can be promised, because Jesus can set you free from those things. And I listened to that and accepted it. And thereafter, for 2 years, somebody walked alongside me and kind of did a peer counseling. And then I was introduced, but that time RLabs wasn't around. But in my counseling, they offered us training. And then we went Marlon Parker and Renee. And that's when they offered us social media for social change. And I was a part of that program. It was only 2 females amongst, I think, 11 guys. But it was the same group of people that I used to do drugs with. So I was comfortable with those people. Okay? And yeah, so we attended this social media for social change group for a year. And we graduated in 2009. No, 2008.
So 3 years ago.
Yes, we graduated 2008 at CPUT, we received our certificates, and thereafter, because we were now cooked in social media training, we now had to give back to the community. And that's when we started this RLabs social media class on a Saturday morning. And we're still running with it now. So we're currently now 4th year. Yeah, that's what I do. And I'm also married to the same guy I used to do drugs with.
Yeah.
I'm one of the directors for RLabs. I'm from Cape Town and from the Bridgeton area where RLabs is based. And I wasn't always a director for RLabs, and I have a background of gangsterism and drugs. And when I was caught up in gangsterism and caught up in my drug addiction, I thought that there was no hope for me, basically. But as I came to the center, to RLabs, they just installed that hope back into me. So I decided to stop my drug addiction and then to make something of my life, and that is where RLabs and Marlon Parker, who is the founder member of RLabs, came into being, played a very important part in my life. Now, when they started with me initially and started doing the training with myself and most of the staff inside, I had no experience with a computer. I didn't know how to work one, I didn't know how to operate one. The only thing I knew how to do was to steal a computer and go to sell it for drugs, basically. So my first class, my first session that I did, my hands were shaking, or my hands were on the mouse, and I didn't know what to do. But eventually, Marlon Parker made it so much fun for us when we were learning, and so much, it was a good way of learning how to be comfortable with a computer. And he taught us in an undisciplined way how to use the PC, and he taught us through using social media. So we started us off with a simple Gmail account, And then within the Gmail account, we learn how to type, how to send emails, you know, become comfortable with the keypad. And when I started off, I used to that's what they call eagle swoop. I used to see where's A, where's B. I didn't know where all the keys were on the keypad. And I vented my frustration to one, and I said, why don't they make it like the mobile phones, you know, like A, B, C, D, all like in one row, and you know where the letters are. But that was humble beginnings, but I had to start somewhere to make something of my life. And I've seen the fruits of this particular course, because I've seen how I've been confident within myself, how I personally grew, and the development that was taking place was just amazing. I grew a love for social media, and I thought that if Marlin Park could teach us this, why don't we, that the same people, the same gangsters, the same drug addicts that like used to disempower our communities, why can't we teach our people the same things we have learned? And that is how we started our classes. And we initially started our classes with our moms, the same moms we used to disempower, and we told them, look here, we can't change the past, but we can change the future, and this is what we have learned, and we would love to give back to you guys what we have learned. And we started our classes for them. That was about 3 to 4 years ago, and ever since we started off with about 10 moms, and we have trained up about 1,000 plus people to date. So just by simply imparting what we have learned to our moms, it has now expanded, and it has grown into what we know as today as our RLabs Academy. So it has been a major journey for me about here at RLabs. As I said, it's about empowering our community. I was empowered, and now I'm empowering other people. And what we have a culture of where we develop champs. Now, all of us as champs, we don't see ourselves as staff. We don't like the word staff, so we all see ourselves as champs. And your mission as a champ is to find someone else, train them up in the things you have been taught, but they must become better than you. So you're going to train them up to become even more better at what they need to do in training up others, and then it goes on from there. So we have created an environment or a culture where we want to develop champs. And not just locally, but globally as well. So RLabs has expanded onto 5 continents around the world, and we're looking to be on every continent, on all 7 continents by the end of 2013. Our community projects that is currently running, we want to empower moms, we want to empower each and every one in the community. And at the end of the year, we have a graduation where we give away nice prizes to the best blogger, to the best socialite of the year, and stuff like that. So it's all about empowering, and we have seen, you know, spin-offs from our training. Like we have businesses coming out of our, like, you know, the people that have been through our training, they have now started businesses, and we have a spin-off called Jamix as well, which Marlin Parker will be telling you more about. But the main thing that we are selling is hope, and hope to our community.
And you have created really income also for RLabs, so you are employing people also here in this organization.
Yes, from the people we have trained up, and we see the potential in them. And first of all, it's a hard thing when we do employ people. It's a hard thing because this job does require a lot of sacrifice. So it's long hours that you work, and it's about other people. So your heart has to be right when you're in this, you know, to empower others. So yes, we have since employed about 10. We have 10 permanent staff, and then we have about 15 volunteers and interns that we are hosting at RLabs. So it's about empowering, and we would love to, if we get funding from whatever it is, like from whatever other organization, if we get funding and we are able to pay all our staff, like all 25 people that is currently here, we'd love to do that as well as one day, and then employ even more people after that. So it is about empowering, it is about creating employment, it is about job creation. But the aim for us as well is also to become self-sustainable, and we would love every person that like come through our training to have a business of their own as well as so. And I have one favorite saying, one favorite quote, and it goes like this. It says, a journey of 1,000 miles begins with one step, and me taking that first step was signing up a Gmail account.